So it's the end of the summer season, it's the beginning of the winter season. Welcome to Mallorca in November. So I'm down here in Palma Nova and I'm actually filming this towards the middle to end of October as well. So do not get confused if you can see sunbeds and a lot of people over here as well and pedalos in the water, because the summer season hasn't quite finished. But as you well know, on the 1st of November, well, this is the beginning of the winter season here in Mallorca. It's when the package holidays stop, it's when many flights stop as well, and it's when many resorts close for the season too. So if you're planning a break out here, then what can you expect? Well, the first thing I have to say is that the whole island does not shut down. There's a lot going on here and it's a very different time of year to visit, and you're going to get a completely different experience over here than you're going to get if you come over here in the summer season. So the first thing I'm going to talk about coming over here in Mallorca in November is the weather. So the weather over here in November is going to be very mixed. You can see here that in previous years we've had some really bad storms in November, but we've also had some just incredible sunny days too. Now, looking back and from past experience of living here for over 18 years, I tend to notice that the temperatures really do dip by about the second or third week of November, and that's when we get the first taste of winter. Leading up to then, I'm hoping that we're going to get lots of lovely sunshine as well. We're going to get some really nice opportunities to still be able to go to the beach. And the good news is that in many of the resorts, many of the restaurants here and the bars are going to try and extend their season too, to give you more choice if you're coming over here on holiday. But even though it is November, do not think that the whole island does close down, because, well, obviously we've got a really big resident population here as well, and well, we all have to go out, we have to eat and drink, and we have to have a good time, so you're still going to find places open. But the main place that you really want to go to experience Mallorca in November is maybe Palma, because that's going to be business as usual. You're going to find the hotels open, you're going to find the bars and the restaurants open too, and you're going to find plenty of things to do if you're visiting that area and you also want a slightly more busy holiday. That said though, if you do go to some of the resorts, well, you're still going to find places to stay in the form of self-catering apartments. You're going to find a few hotels dotted around the island that are going to stay open, but you're not going to have the same services that you may find at other times of the year. So you're not going to have the sunbed rentals, but you can also buy sunbeds in some of the tourist shops that will stay open. You're not going to find the excursions operating in the same way that you do in the summer as well. Many of the boat trips and excursions will come to an end on the 31st of October.
But there are plenty of things to do in Palma, including getting a ticket for the Palma City sightseeing bus and other experiences. Check out an article I have written on my website on MallorcaUnderTheSun.com about things to do in Palma, and I'll link to this in the description text below this video.
So in terms of getting around Mallorca in November, well, you're going to find when you land into Palma Airport that the red and yellow TIB buses out to the resorts will also stop. Now, I have a full video about travelling to Mallorca in the winter, so make sure you go and check out that video. I will link to it at the end of this video, and I'll drop the link in the description text below this one too. But if you are arriving into Palma Airport and you do want to get a public bus over to another part of the island, then you're going to have to get the blue EMT bus into Plaza España bus station, and then you're going to have to pick up your connection there. They're no longer going to be direct buses going out to the towns and resorts from Palma Airport, unless of course you're getting the blue EMT bus into Palma, or you're getting the other blue EMT bus that will run into Campastia and Arenal. Also, watch out as well if you're looking at bus timetables on the TIB bus website too, that a lot of the buses will also stop running, and these are really the tourism buses. So say the service that runs down from Alcudia down to Camp Picafort, the 324, which is hugely popular during the summer months, that's going to stop running. Also, you're going to find that the Alcudia to Cala Rajada bus is also going to stop running over the winter, and you're going to find that many of the summer services as well are going to stop too, leaving just the main services from getting to main areas of the island into Palma City too. So just bear that in mind. But saying that, if you do want to hire a car over here in Mallorca in November, then you're going to find some fantastic rates, because of course there's going to be loads of availability. A lot of those cars aren't going to be booked out. You're going to find super cheap car rentals, and I'll drop a couple of links in the description text below where you can go and check out some rates as well, and I think you may be pleasantly surprised. You're also going to enjoy much quieter better roads driving around the island too, which compared to what we experienced in the summer is going to be absolutely bliss as well for getting around. So this time of year could actually be such an amazing time to experience the islands, particularly if you do not want to experience the tourist crowds. So with many of the activities and excursions now closing for the winter, what can you do and see over here on holiday? Well, the winter months are absolutely perfect for hiking through the Tramontana Mountains. We've got so many different walking routes here, whether they're coastal or in the mountains as well. I do have a playlist. I shall also link to that on this video too, to go and check out some of the amazing walks that we have on the island. You're also going to find that this is a fantastic time to go biking as well. So in terms of cycling over here, you can cycle quite easily from Porto Poyensa over towards Formentor. You're not going to have the tourist crowds. It's going to be an amazing time of year to come. It's also going to be much cooler as well, and I'm going to be a lot happier seeing cyclists out cycling in much cooler temperatures than in the 35-degree temperatures that we experienced over the summer months. So now's a good time to come out cycling. Make the most of it. There's still plenty of restaurants and facilities open as well in the resort, so if you want to stop off and get a lunch as well mid-cycle, you're easily going to be able to do that. Also closing at the end of October, you're going to find some of the smaller tourism markets are going to close for the end of October, but that's not to say that you can't go to the market too, because you're still going to find the key markets in town still open. So of course the markets in Palma are going to remain open over the winter. You're going to find the markets in Inca, in Soyer, and well in Manacor as well, and in Poyensa Old Town and Porto Poyensa too. All the way over the winter you're going to find these markets are open. You're going to have plenty of choice of places to go to if you want to experience a traditional market here on the island. It's also a great time of year to go shopping too, because of course on the run up to Christmas you're going to be able to go Christmas shopping in Palma. I have a video all about Christmas shopping as well in Palma, which I'll link to in the description text below, so do make sure you go and check that out. But you're going to also benefit as well from having fewer crowds, although I would say on the weekend in Palma it can get very busy, so just bear that in mind if you're thinking of shopping during November. We also have some shopping centres as well which are worth checking out. So we've got Porta P, Fan and Festival Park. I'll try and get over to these shopping centres over the winter months as well to show you what they're like too, but this could be a good option, particularly if the weather isn't so great one day. You may just want to spend it going shopping. So in terms of events, what can you expect if you're coming over to the island during November? Well, we've got a couple of key things going on. Not as much as you may find at other times of the year, but there are still a few fun events going on and are worth maybe taking part in too. So on November the 11th, there's an event in Palma Cathedral which takes place with the rose window casting light and colour on the wall of the cathedral. Now, this is quite a spectacular experience, and if you are staying in Palma, I would encourage you to go along and see it. You have to be there early though, so it's around 7:30, 8 o'clock to see it. It only happens twice a year with the change of season and the position of the sun in the sky. But once again, this is something really rare that happens, and it's something that, well, not very many tourists are going to get to see. If you are into your Spanish food as well, then take part in the Palma tapas event, which is a route which runs all the way through Palma Old Town and throughout the city of Palma as well, where you can try tapas and drinks in various bars and restaurants for a discounted price. It's a great way to experience the city, and it's a great way to experience local food too. And the busiest and most popular event to happen in November is going to be the huge Christmas lights switch on, which will be happening on the 23rd of November this year at around 8 p.m. So get into Palma to go and experience it. It's going to be huge, and Palma is going to be very, very busy, but it's going to signal the start of the Christmas season too, and it'll be a great opportunity for you to go and check out the amazing Christmas lights that we have over here. Okay everyone, that's just an idea of what Mallorca is like in November, so let me know in comments below if you're coming out and what you plan on doing while you're over here. I've also put plenty of other links in the description text to help you out with your holiday if you're coming over for a very late end of the year break too, so do go ahead and check those out. And I've got more information on my website on MallorcaUnderTheSun.com. Don't forget you can find me in the Facebook group and on my Instagram, also called Mallorca Under the Sun, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Goodbye for now.